Bandwidth for all shows on the Aussie Tech Heads network is supplied by Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting. For a fast, affordable and reliable Australian server with fantastic support, contact Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting at aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's best hosting service.
Joining us once again, this is episode 365 of Aussie Tech Heads, and it is the 31st of October 2013. Happy Halloween for those of you who are following that. I hope you don't get too scared. I know my cupboard is bare. All the kids in the street have come down. They've taken me out. They've flattened me. But anyway, that's good. All they dressed up in all their little doodads, and it scared me, half of them. They knocked on the door, and I was, but anyway, I survived, and I had a few beers. So, but anyway, all right, now it's welcome to the show. Thanks to Aussie Tech Heads Hosting, athwebhosting.com.au, and to providing the hosting for the show. Good stuff. And if you need some hosting, go and have a look at them. It's affordable and professional and quite speedy on Australian soil. Servers on Australian soil, right there in Sydney. So go and have a look. Now, let's welcome Jason. Hello, Warlock Jason, that is. Hello, Warlock Jason.
Hi, everybody.
How you been this week? Good?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Got a lot of stories for tonight.
Oh, it's a massive show. It's a massive show. There's 1,000 stories. So we're going to go quickly over to look who's back from holidays. Hey, Shane?
Hello, Glenn. Hello, Warlock. Hello, everybody. How are we all?
Good.
What's up?
You're in the Halloween spirit by the look of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I've had 3 weeks of it, really. It's been good.
You've been scaring those Yanks.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal over there. It's like, it's not just the one day. It's like a build-up, like Christmas is over here. You know how there's like a month's worth of stuff leading up to Christmas.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with Halloween. It's like it's a big build-up.
Yeah, right. I know when a couple of kids came over here tonight, and some of them weren't even dressed up. They just put their bags out.
Give me candy.
Yeah, for the chocolates.
Lollies. We don't have candy here. We have lollies.
You got lollies and chocolata. So, Shane, how was your holiday? Went to the good old US of A. Tell us quickly about how was it? Where did you go? What did you see? What was the best part? Did you touch any tech? Did you lick any Microsoft products, etc., etc.?
I went to. I started a week in Anaheim around Disneyland and the California Adventure Park, and then we did a week in San Diego. And went to SeaWorld, went to the zoo. We were supposed to go to the safari, but it was too far out, and it would have been a $180 round trip just to get there. So we poo-pooed that and went back to SeaWorld. Then we went back to LA proper and did the studio tours and did Hollywood and all that kind of stuff, Universal and Warner Brothers.
Yeah, right.
But from a tech point of view, the hotel Wi-Fi was crap everywhere I went, except for when I went down into the last hotel in LA, in the lower couple of floors. When doing a speed test, it was flying colours. It was like 20 plus up, 20 plus down kind of thing. But I think I rang you once, maybe twice on Skype, and it was just the audio version of Skype, you reckon, was a bit choppy?
Well, we were discussing that on last week's show, actually, and I was telling the boys that, you rang me and that the Skype call was choppy, but, the speed was okay. And I think we come to the conclusion that probably the hotels, they're restricting access or restricting the bandwidth for Skype. So I think that's what we thought, didn't we, Jace? So along those lines, yeah. So that must be because every man and his dog must jump on Skype when they're in the hotel. So they're thinking, well, let's just slow this puppy
Screwed
down.
a lot of them.
That's right. That's right. And so you're back. And what else is happening? Did you had fun and all that sort of stuff?
Oh yeah, I had a ball. Obviously the first week was in Disneyland, and then the kids loved it, and Maria and I loved it as well. But there's two parks next to each other. There's Disneyland and then there's the California Adventure Park.
Yeah, right.
Both owned by Disneyland. But the California one is more kind of about the latest movies. It's like it had the Cars ride, Toy Story stuff, and all that kind of thing. So everyone probably in general like that better. But going back to the technology stuff, I think I said this to you on on the phone call. As far as ads go on the TV, all I saw was Microsoft ads. I never saw one Apple ad for some strange reason.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They probably don't need to advertise too much, do they? But yeah, that's interesting, I guess. Like I know some of the shows over here, you see your Waihi 5.0, that's full of Microsoft products. And you do see a lot of shows. They're pretty weaving their product into different shows and more shows, I think. And I think that's the future of advertising. Like, with all the BitTorrent sites closing down and the access to all these shows are becoming harder and harder. But I think we've got a story later on about the certain BitTorrent reignited, reborn. Yeah, so we might have to look at that one. And so Microsoft, eh? Yeah, you didn't buy any Surface RTs or anything like that? You didn't want to splash out?
No, but funny you should say that. Just before we went away, my oldest went to buy a tablet, and he went by. We didn't go and buy himself. He went with Maria and all that kind of stuff. I think I might have still been working at the time, but that's another whole saga. And yeah, lo and behold, he came back with a Windows RT.
Oh, really? Oh no!
Yes. I went to him and said, "So you're the person that bought that?"
There had to be one somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. So was he still using it? Is it in the cupboard?
Well, no, actually, no. He took it away with him and he used it like a fair bit. And I even used it a couple of times because I wanted to watch Big Bang Theory and a couple of other things, and it needed Flash. And you can't run Flash on an Android device. Definitely doesn't run on a Apple device. So I had to pinch his tablet when I wanted to watch me Big Bang Theory.
Oh, there you go. It's good for something. Good for watching TV shows.
I knew it had to be good for something.
Well, there we go. We found it. We found that something. But talking of something, we're talking about something and things. Telstra, we'll get back to, actually, before we do the Telstra story, Shane, give us three. We missed your This Day in Tech over the last couple of weeks that you've been away. So give us three of your finest.
That's right.
We don't know what happened in the past now.
No.
We have to go to Wikipedia or some crap.
I can do a month's worth if you want me to.
Yeah, 31 of them. Let's go. I told you it was a big show.
Your time starts now.
All right. October 25, 2001, Microsoft Windows XP hit retail shelves for the first time. And 13 years later, it's still going.
And apparently, it's going to be full of hacks and attacks if you don't upgrade. If you're still on the Windows XP come next year, I think it's the most hacked operating system out there at the moment, and support dies next April, something like that.
They should do something like Apple's done with their new operating system. Install the new one for free on anything that's had one of our operating systems previously. At least get them up to like Vista or Windows 7 or something. Just say if you had XP, now you can have 7 for free. We're focusing on 8, so we get all our sales from there anyway. So everybody gets a free copy or very severely reduced upgrade to Windows 7. That'll get them all off, and they don't have to worry about the hackings and stuff.
But they did do that with Windows 8, though. They had the upgrade Windows 8 for $18, and obviously no one took that up. So I don't know. Look, I don't think Microsoft can't afford to give Windows is their bread and butter, whereas OS X is not Apple's bread and butter. Apple's bread and butter are the devices. Yeah, Apple's bread and butter is the hardware, and it's been like this since day dot, and Microsoft the software. So Microsoft can't probably give it away, but I don't know. Something's got to happen. Well, I suppose what do you do? You're not going to sit around hitting an infected computer, are you? So But
at this point in time, also Windows 7 is probably still a better product than Windows 8. So if they did what Warlock suggested, they're giving away their better product.
Oh, look, I'm on 8.1.
Well, I'm down with that since my stupid blue snowball won't work on Windows 8.1 most of the time. I'd be talking with that right now.
Yeah, that's no good. That's weird. It worked for a day and then it stopped. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, look, I'm on 8.1. After I found the drivers and stuff for everything, I'm pumping along pretty good. I'm pretty good, so I'm happy with my 8.1 and my new machine. All right, another one, Shane. What's next off? What's number 2 out of 31?
October 26th. I'll try and spread them between everybody. October 26, 2004, Apple debuted iPod Photo, capable of displaying digital photographs and album art on a built-in color screen. Anyone want to comment? No, keep moving on. October 26, 2012, which leads me to believe that this is a live... Oh, by the way, I get this from Tom Merritt, his Chronology of Tech, and I believe this is probably a live document because it's the first time I've seen stuff from 2012 in there. But anyway, I digress. 2012, Microsoft Windows 8 operating system went on sale with a tile-based start screen. And, a year later, and it hasn't really sold that many copies.
Yeah, I don't know. 8's all right. I like it. It's good. All right, one more.
Here we go. October 29, 1998, the Space Shuttle Discovery blasted off on STS-95 with 77-year-old John Glenn on board, making him the oldest person to go into space. I don't know if that still stands or
probably,
or if he was just out of time.
Yeah, probably. What year was it?
1998. I'm sure some older rich people have bought themselves trips into space.
Yeah, who
since
knows?
then.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, but it sounds right. I'd go with he's still the oldest.
For
I'd go with him. He'd still be kicking the record. Yeah, why not? All right, thanks, Shane. That's good. All right, now that's good. Let's move on to some stories because there's 1,000. I kid you not. There's quite a few. So we'll go through them probably rather quickish, I guess, because there is so many. But look, I'll do 2. We'll all do 2 to start with. How's that? I'll do my first one. Telstra has hit a milestone for Internet of Things. Now, you may be wondering what things are. That's how it reads. That's the title of the article. Now, Telstra surpasses 1 million connected devices. Telstra has talked up its IT solutions cloud, claiming to have surpassed 1 million machine-to-machine services in operation. The milestone makes Telstra the largest M2M provider in Australia. The telco claimed. So, they're claiming that one. We'll claim that. According to Telstra, M2M gives the business assets the power to communicate directly with each other, automating day-to-day tasks that free up your workforce to get on with more important tasks. These services include 26,000, which is a small amount compared to the million, but anyway, they include, 26,000 handheld scanners for Australia Post, parking solutions to the City of Perth. There you go, Shane. They're M2Ms over there in the little parking coppers. Or solutions or whatever. And 1,000 self-service...
Thank you very much, Telstra, for contributing to my parking fines.
Yeah, that's right. The parking fines are going up because they got to pay for the Telstra cloud. And 1,000 self-service trailer hire kiosks for move yourself trailers. Well, I'm glad 1,000. I'm glad they got a mention in such a out of the million. I'm glad they've got a mention. It's good, isn't it? All right, now Apple admits to iPhone 5S bad batch. Can you believe it? I know. Hold your breath. Apple has admitted to a batch of its premium iPhone 5S suffers from a battery fault. The company said it will replace the affected phones. Well, good on you. You probably had no choice. The problem is thought to be limited to more than a few thousand phones. To know more than a few thousand. One user said the phone 5S battery is awful. I went from 100% to 0% twice yesterday and didn't even use it much. It drains just sitting idle. Oh, poor baby.
OMG.
Poor baby. All right, so the batteries, they're no good in about 1,000 phones. Well, that's no good.
That's all right. You can just take it out and put another one in, right?
That's right. Look, I've got a picture.
Oh, no, you can't do it.
No, but I tell you, you could send one down to Michael at ithelpforyou.com.au. There's a cross promotion for you, Michael. All right. Okay. Woohoo! Now, who's got a story? Warlock, you give us 2 of your best.
Sure. Motorola has unveiled Project Ara, an open source initiative for modular smartphones with the goal to do for hardware what the Android platform has done for software. They're going to create an ecosystem that third-party companies can develop individual components for your phone, such as battery, camera, screen, etc. And you can just plug in the bits that you want as you buy them. Motorola will be working with Phone Blocks, which recently showed off a similar ambitious concept for modular smartphones. And it says it's planned to engage with Phone Blocks community throughout development process and help realize the same idea with technical expertise.
So that sounds all right. So you'd be able to just buy different screens and backs and buttons and stuff. Is that what it's all about?
Yeah. So if you got to buy a cheap device with like 720 screen, later on you want to upgrade, whack on a 1080 once you've saved up for it, or if you got a 5 megapixel camera, you save a bit of money, or someone buys you for Christmas a 13 megapixel camera, you just unplug it, plug in the new one, and away you go.
Chuck it in. Yeah, that sounds all right. Is that something you'd be
So I was
into?
saying on Tech News today, though, what happens if you drop the phone? There's a million different pieces you have to plug back in together.
Yeah, it's just got a rubber band around it, crosswise.
I was like, no, you get a case for it, yeah, but it's still going to.
Yeah.
I've seen those Nokias when people are running along and their old Nokia phone falls out. You get the back of it, and then the battery falls out, and then the front of it, and they all go all over the place. They're happening when you're running across the road in rush hour, and then suddenly your phone is in 100 pieces.
It reminds me of when I was a bit younger. I was trying to fix a gearbox for my car, and then so I pulled the gearbox out, had it up on the bench there, and then had a little inspection hatch. I opened the inspection hatch, and I was looking around, and I touched a couple of things inside it, and all the little gears and things just went pring. And I went,
No.
help! So after I picked them all up, I think my dad come around and helped me put it all back together again. So lucky me.
It's all right. You always have a couple of extra pieces left over. They're spare parts.
Always. No matter what you're doing, there's always something left over. I wondered why I could never go into third gear, but anyway. What else is going on there, Warlock? What else you got?
After less than a month off the air, BitTorrent search engine ISO Hunt is back with a fresh new look, hosted out of Australia of all places.
That's going to
It's
last
been
a long time.
reported that the new ISO Hunt is back online at isohunt.2 after Gary Fung pulled the plug on the original site earlier to avoid it being replicated in such a way as this. History, however, is a way of repeating itself. The site has even been hosted out of Australia, despite being a top-level domain registered as a torrent site rather than .com or .com.au.
Yeah,
So that's interesting.
What was
According to...
Yeah, so I was going to say, did you know the URL?
Yeah, we did that, isohunt.2.
Well, let's have a look. I wonder if it's live.
According to server records, it's now registered to an address in Beaumaris, Victoria. So I wonder how well that's going to go.
Well, it's not going to last very long, is it?
No.
It'll be taken down in 5 seconds. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. This is what it's isohunt.to.
Yep.
Oh, that's me.
No. Malware.
Bitfender antivirus free edition has blocked this page. Malware detected. Access to this page has been blocked. There you go.
You're not allowed to download those naughty torrents.
No, so I think I will go to that page when I load up my VM server.
Yep. Just check it out that way.
You big wuss.
I'll look.
I'm having a look. It's got a forum there. Looks like it's running on a CMS of some sort, maybe PHPBB. It's got news on the front page. Drupal. Yeah, why not? We know how great that one is. Yeah, it's got stats. Everything.
Any torrents? Or just a blog?
Anime, software, games, adult movies, music, other series and TV shows.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Why? Like, if he just paid him $100 million, in a settlement, why would you open it back up again? Like, seriously.
Somebody else wants to go, and they know the site's going to be popular because everyone's going to go there.
Yeah, well, I suppose like he's had $100 million in a settlement. Like, how much money would they have raked in? Anyway, all right.
Yep.
Yeah, Shano, do your best.
Hello. All right,
Hello.
I'm going to go with the theme of the mobile phone thing and do my story about using multiple SIMs, because one of the things actually affected me in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
So it's a story that gives you 5 reasons that you should consider using multiple SIMs with your mobile phone. Number 1 is to cut down on roaming bills. So basically what they're saying there is that instead of taking your Australian SIM with you overseas, like I did, you should get a SIM card in the country that you're traveling to. But I tried doing that, but do you think I could find one anywhere within the first couple of days that I was there? And after that, I thought, oh, well, no point.
Yeah, right. So what, you couldn't you couldn't buy a SIM that suited your phone? Couldn't you get, the hotels wouldn't have sold them or anything?
No, the hotels definitely didn't. There's nothing at the airport.
Yeah, right.
And because we took bloody transfer buses and coaches and that everywhere, it's not like I could say to the driver, "Oi, can you stop at the shop down the road?"
You could have said you had to pee.
At a phone shop.
Or worse. You know, he didn't want that in the bus, did he?
Nah.
So, no, okay, right.
I believe that they sold them at places like 7-Elevens and all that kind of stuff. And we did have a 7-Eleven next to us, next door to us in the hotel in Disneyland. But by then, I mean, Wi-Fi is everywhere pretty much over there anyway, so we just used Skype everywhere. The only times that was a bit of a hassle, and I had to use my regular phone. It was, again, when it was a bit choppy, so I'd use my regular phone to confirm a few things.
Right.
But I've got the bill, and that was only an extra, worked out to only be an extra $30 or something.
Oh, that's not too bad. You could live with that. That's all right.
Yeah,
that's all right.
So moving on, point number two reason to consider multiple SIMs is to manage data costs in Australia. What they're saying here is that you can have, they're basically saying if you're traveling around Australia and there's obviously not Wi-Fi or anything anywhere, get another SIM purely doing for the data part of it, and swap it as you kind of go. Point three is to improve battery life. It goes on to sort of talk about tethering and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not really sure what the connection with multiple SIMs and improving your battery life is, because if you've got a SIM in your phone, it's going to drain your battery.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and I suppose if you got two, you can only have one activated at once. Is that right?
Well, you can only have one in the phone at once. There are some phones, Asian phones, I believe. I've never seen any over here where you can actually put two SIMs in the one phone.
Yeah, you can get a dual SIM card and put two of them in and then plug it in the same slot.
Yeah, I think we had a story last week about something like that, or the week before. Yeah,
they got a lot of adapters on eBay for it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. All right.
Number four, because you don't need multiple plans. So now that Telstra have offered that sharing data plan thing, basically what they're suggesting here is that running multiple SIMs doesn't necessarily mean managing multiple plans. Telstra now offers data sharing across multiple SIMs, and Optus is doing a similar thing. And so they're basically saying that have one SIM purely for phone calls, another SIM for data or sharing and across. Like if you've only got 3 gig on one SIM and 3 gig on the other, and that's clearly not enough, and you want 6 or 10 or whatever, you can share that.
Chuck another one in.
The last one, because you don't necessarily need multiple devices. So this is basically the inverse of that. Instead of having one device per SIM, you can just have the one device and put multiple SIMs in it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Look, unless you're going overseas, I don't think I've got a need for that. But I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in the But especially as you said, if it's hard to get the SIMs when you go overseas, I'll keep that one in mind too. Whenever
the only other thing that I was going to say about that is Australia Post were offering a travel SIM.
Oh, okay.
And I went and inquired about it, and before I left. And the girl there basically took me out of it. She said that, that the data costs are through the roof. And also with the phone calls, it's almost like you're calling to an operator and then they connect the call. Apparently what she says is you call the number rings,
Yep.
It then drops out, and then it rings you back, and there's some sort of, person connecting the call kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a service. I've heard of that service before where that happens, where you ring a number and then it rings you back. Yes, I have heard of that. So they obviously must be from the same crew, I think, that are doing that. All right. William Lowe. He is the man behind the IBM PC. Remember that old clunker? He has passed away earlier this month. In 1980, old Bill had the idea to start a lab to create personal computers. So it's not the original coining of the phrase, of the term PC. The PCs were obviously already out. And then there's also Apple II, was already out in the marketplace. But old Billy, he decided to move the big blue giant, steer it a little bit, turn the big blue around a bit into the personal computer direction. And he did it in a single year. In 1981, the team managed to release the IBM personal computer dubbed the 5150. Now, look, I should have pulled a picture of that up for you. Let me have a look at this. IBM 51. Oh, see, this new PC. It's got
They've got out of it and outsourced it to Lenovo and took over.
That's what now? That's what they've done?
Yeah.
That's right. Now, look, here's a picture for those on the video. Is that the 5150? The old XT machine. Look at that baby. Whoa. Now, it was so blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, unfortunately, old Bill, how old was he? He wasn't that old. He was 72 or something. Not old. Had a heart attack. Poor bloke. No good. IBM, so apparently IBM built a computer at the time would cost $9 million and need 60 people to run it. So this is how he's turned the big blue around. The PC created by Billy and his team changed that using non-proprietary components and featuring open architecture. It cost $1,600 and ran MS-DOS 1.0. So it was an immediate success and overtook Apple's top-selling model at the time. In 1988, Lowe moved to Xerox and also provided backing to Steve Jobs when he was working at the next platform after leaving Apple. There you go. There we go. Poor old Bill.
My uncle had a XT all those years ago. He used to run WordPerfect on it, and that was when I first saw a virus. Was the stoned virus? He got on his computer somehow? It was funny.
Yeah, I remember the XTs. I had one. They were heavy. I'm not sure what the size of the hard drives were, but they were something like 30 centimeters by about 20 centimeters. They were huge. They were heavy, and they only held 20 meg. So, geez, things have changed, haven't they? They were clunkers.
My first one was 386 SX25.
Oh, yeah.
128 meg MFM hard drive. It was before IDE came out.
Oh, geez. I don't think I remember that far back with IBMs. I didn't go...
Oh, is that? Can't remember back that far, you young whippersnappers.
Although I had an XT, that was after I sort of entered the IBM compatible world, and I entered the IBM compatible...
Get off my lawn!
with a DX40 or something like that. I can't remember. It was a 486 DX 100 or something. I can't remember. But anyway, it was that's where I started.
What about Shane? Where's his reminiscing? What was your first one?
I know that I went back to it was a 386. I want to say that had 33 in the name. So I don't know.
SX33.
SX33. Let's see if we can get a photo of an SX33. IBM SX33. I remember. I think I remember 386 running. Oh, there we go. Look at that baby. All right. Oh, here's an actual IBM one. Here, look at this one. I remember these.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. I remember those. I think. Oh, geez, when I had mine, I tried OS. What do they call it? Their OS system they had?
OS2.
Yeah, that's right. OS2. Yeah. That's right.
OS2 Warp.
That's
Warp
right.
Factor 9.
And I think it even came with the promise that it was Windows compatible, but from memory, I could never get Windows stuff working on it. So I ditched it in the end. Ditched it. All right. Now, Dell users, does your computer smell like urine? Well, it may too. What a story. Fair income. A number of Dell users have complained that their Latitude 6430U Ultrabooks smell of urine. That's crazy.
Cat urine.
Yeah, cat urine.
I do.
Dell engineers have ruled out biological contamination and said the smell was not a health hazard. Well, thankfully, just smelling urine while you work, that's nice, isn't it? The problem lay in the manufacturing process. I'm sure it did. You know what happens when you go to a restaurant and you complain about your food? That's when you can imagine what goes on in these companies, They're working them too hard and the workers just go, oh, teach Dell. The problem lay in I said that. The problem lay in the manufacturing process, which has now changed, the company said. Users affected by the issue should send their laptop back for replacement parts. I don't know about parts, I want a whole new laptop.
Whole new laptop.
How do they know which part the urine got onto? I don't know.
How does it get packaged with that smell and nobody noticed?
The whole place smells of urine. That's probably didn't worry about it. But they're not allowed to go to the toilet. They're on such time restraints. They probably just got buckets underneath their assembly desks or something.
Yeah, somebody spilt it, right? You kicked the bucket.
The smell is not related to cat urine or any other type of biological contaminant, nor is it a health hazard, Dell support technician Steve B said. No last name, just Steve B. There's probably
He doesn't want anyone emailing him, does he? Steve B at Dell.com.
Yeah, they started sending him little vials of cat urine.
That sounds vile. Yeah, you're right.
It does, yeah. The problem was related to the manufacturing and now being sold, he said. If you order an E6430U now, it will not have the smell. All right.
So the U stood for urine, did it?
It must have. 643. Let's get a picture of 6430U. Let's have a look and see what they look like. Oh, I can deal with this now, see? Oh, yeah, that's the yellow edition. There we go. Just like a little normal Dell Latitude, doesn't it? But yeah, but geez, what a story, eh? Stinks of urine. Reminds me of that Seinfeld episode.
Will would probably say because it's got Windows 8 on it.
Probably. But that's a crack.
That's what the problem is. Put Windows 7 back on there, she'll be fine.
She'll be right. Just smell like horse shit. All right. Warlock. Give us another two, please. Yes.
It's a financial windfall nerd dreams are made of. A Norwegian man who bought $25 of Bitcoins in 2009 found 4 years later that his off-the-cuff investment had ballooned to a fortune worth $850,000. Story starts when Christopher Koch was a student researching a paper about encryption. He came across the online currency Bitcoin, thought it seemed like a novel idea, and bought about 150 kroners worth, about $25 by today's conversion rates. And he forgot about it. And fast forward to this spring when Bitcoin's been all over the news, so he thought he'd check it out again and remembered his password, logged in, and found out that he had 5,000 coins now, and it was worth $850,000.
Wow.
He exchanged a fifth of the treasure trove for cash and used that to buy an apartment in a posh Oslo neighborhood. Koch said his girlfriend has long criticized his habit of buying technology-related odds and ends that he never ends up using, but now she'll let him buy what he wants.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I don't have Bitcoins. Has anyone here got a Bitcoin?
No.
You don't mind for him, Warlock?
No, these days... Earlier in the early days you were fine, but these days you have to have like a bank of computers running 24/7, and the cost of the electricity just to generate enough of a Bitcoin takes a very long time and would be offset by the amount of electricity that you go through. So if you work at a uni and you've got thousands of computers there, you can stick it on like somebody did years ago when they had that SETI program that you could put on your computer and help find aliens.
Yep.
Some guy got kicked out of the uni and charged because they wondered where all their bandwidth was going to, and they found out he was doing that
mining.
So yeah, if you had that many computers, but people are buying, racks of computers and running it off the graphics card because it's got a stronger processor than the CPU. But just to generate one Bitcoin takes a very, very long time now. And it's just not worth it anymore.
Well, apparently, and further to your story, a record Bitcoin payment of $1 million spent on a new mining hardware. So someone's got these Bitcoins, so they're spending them. BitPay, a company that lets businesses accept payments in the Bitcoin currency, has just processed its first US $1 million transaction. The money was spent on the new Bitcoin mining hardware sold by Butterfly Labs. Now, this company's in Kansas City. I want to go home. That makes specialized computers used to unlock new Bitcoins and help manage the Bitcoin network. So they spent $1 million Bitcoins on a machine that is hoping to find more Bitcoins, to mine more Bitcoins. So cool. So they said it's able to keep the base. Oh, Oh, I think I put that in the wrong section. All right, next story, Warlock. I went on to another. I'm
Moving
thinking,
on.
what does that mean? But that belongs to the next story of mine. So I've copied and pasted into the wrong thing. So, there, Bitcoins. Yeah,
Oh.
good on yous. Now, next story, Warlock.
BlackBerry's BlackBerry Messenger app was downloaded 10 million times within 24 hours, but at least on Android, some of its many positive reviews seem to come from a less than savory source. Most of the reviews had, "Thank you so much, BlackBerry team. I was waiting this app. It's really great, user friendly, and smooth." And unfortunately, one guy managed to accidentally copy and paste the whole email that he'd received to put this review on there. "Dear Mr. Ahmed, please post the following comments on the new BlackBerry Messenger app. Thank you so much, BlackBerry team." This is what I'm waiting for. So obviously somebody has been emailing them. BlackBerry says it's definitely not them. They don't know where they came from. They said it's guaranteed that there was 10 million downloads of their app, but they don't know where the reviews came from or why somebody would want to promote their product in such a way.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so it was a bit crazy, but yeah, all the emails came from...
These reviews came from dodgy brothers! Dodgy, dodgy, dodgy!
Yeah, all from such and such .ru, I would imagine.
No doubt.
Yeah. Excuse me, Shane, give us another couple of yours.
Alrighty, I'm going to go with an NBN story. Haven't had one in for a while. Wiped off Fibre map. Thousands of homes deleted from the NBN rollout maps. On Monday, there's... sorry?
Yeah, I know. I looked. I've been wiped off too. Keep going.
Oh, really?
We didn't have a future, so it doesn't matter to us. We were never going to get the damn thing anyway.
No, you live in
One
Sydney.
was
Tin
like
can
3
and
years
string,
ago.
that's all you kids need. Back in my day, we had to deal with the dial up with a...
We
You
didn't
don't know
have
how
the
good you
internet.
got it. Don't worry about this, NBN.
No, NBN. It's
So anyway, basically what
TV
this story
station.
says is what this story is saying is that they've done some sort of review, and if you look at the map, the current map, it's a lot different to the map, a few weeks ago. And what's his name, Malcolm Turnbull, is basically saying that the ones that have been removed were the ones that were actually in sort of like the planning stages, even though the map may have indicated that they were further through the process.
Yep.
So those people weren't really, they weren't really in the thing to get the NBN anytime soon anyway. So they really, you can't miss what you never had.
Rabina never
One
made
of my
the cut.
friends in Victoria said that he was a bit upset about that because they removed his street from the map because they said it was only in the planning stages, but he actually knows that they've put NBN in his street. So that was a load of rubbish, and he's very upset about it because he knows it was definitely there, but they've taken off the map. They're like, "Oh, that was just planning." It's like, no, I watched them lay the cable there. It's definitely
But maybe,
there, but now I'm not getting it.
Yeah, but you know the government, left hand, right hand. Maybe it might take the map a bit to catch up or whatever, maybe if it's already laid, well, they're not going to just not utilise that, surely. They're going to finish it off, you would imagine.
Who knows?
But
they got Telstra is suing them for $100 million now. So.
What are they doing? Why are they getting sued?
Telstra claims that the payments, the NBN was using Telstra's pits and ducts to connect homes to its network. So the NBN was going to give them some money, but Telstra claims the payments should date back to 2011 when the companies first agreed on the deal. But the NBN claims that she only backdate to 2012 when the contract was formally agreed on. So now they're going to court to figure out how much money that Telstra should get from the NBN Co for using its pits and stuff.
Yeah,
but I did see an interesting story today that was saying that the rollout delays not caused so much by the politics, but by the I forgot where I was going with that.
The delays. Well, while you think about your delays, I'll tell you, Rabina was on the map, and it was on the map to be started next June. But now today, when you look at the NBN map, there is just nothing. There's no start date. It just seems that it looks like a couple of new estates around the Goldie are going to get it. But look, let's just hope that this, it's not just going to stop and we're going to be left with what we've got. I think the Liberals have got a plan, It's even if it's fibre to the node, that's still going to be better than I think than what we've got. So there's still going to be something, and to get fibre from the node to the home, it's probably going to cost, if you really need it or want it, might cost you a couple of grand, I think, of what I've heard. But we'll see what happens when that happens. But yeah, Rabina's gone. We're finished. You're gone. Did you remember what you were going to say, Warlock, or you just bleh?
I'll get back to it shortly.
Brains
Had a brain
melt.
splat.
Shane, next story, please.
All right, I'll do the Adobe one. At the start of October, Adobe quietly explained that hackers had acquired data from 3 million of its customers' accounts. Now it admits that the number is actually in excess of 38 million.
They got that many customers.
Adobe has admitted that the hackers have snatched over 38 million Adobe IDs and encrypted passwords along with credit card information, reports from Reuters, as opposed to Reuters, as what was said last week, apparently.
That's how you say things.
Adobe spokeswoman Heather Edel told Reuters that the company believes that the attackers obtained access to many invalid Adobe ID, inactive Adobe IDs, Adobe IDs with invalid encrypted passwords, and test account data. But that neatly squirms out of the fact that many customers will have had authentic details snatched too. While it's a relief that the passwords are encrypted, there's no guarantee that the data is of no use to hackers, signalled by the fact that Adobe has sent out the warning email to affected customers. So I haven't received anything from them, which is a good thing.
Look, I got a bogus debit on my credit card the other day, and I thought $91.30 or something, and I thought, oh, what is this? And this is just my little bit of a poff for this week. And we haven't heard that term for a while, have we? A poff. Yep. The poff, for those that don't know, is the piss-off factor. So, of course, it pisses you off. It's a factor that doesn't quite sit properly with you. Probably like the Dell E640U. but yeah, so I had this little debit on the card, and it was Ticketek, right? And I'm thinking, I haven't bought no tickets. I don't go to shows. What is this? And I went to the Ticketek site. Do you know there's no phone number on the Ticketek site? There's just no phone number. A place that sells tickets.
They call us.
Yeah. How are you supposed to buy tickets? Are you in a drawer? They ring you when they think that you might want to go or what? But you can't ring these people. You can't ring them. So anyway, but I finally found out what's going on. I did find their phone number. I went to the yellow pages. Can you believe it? I went to the yellow pages and found Ticketek's phone number. Come on. So I rang him. And it's because it turned out to be a legitimate transaction. I renewed my membership with the Sharkies Footy Club, and it came up on the statement as Ticketek. And as soon as she said, "Did you rejoin a membership or something?" I went, "Oh yeah," but why not come up Sharkies or something? Why come up Ticketek?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my poff. But talking about Telstra.
Okay. Yeah. The NBN. Yeah. They said it's because of the asbestos and not all the political stuff.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, we'll just wind up on Telstra here because I've just got one tiny one here. Telstra is to back up. Oh, hang on. I'll start that again. That's not how it sounded.
Telstra's back up.
Telstra to back up base stations with fuel cells. So here's something else.
Telstra is so fat that when it backs up, it makes beeping noises.
So here's another ugly I saw for everyone to have a look at. So I'm sure there'll be a few complaints.
Thank you for transitioning away from my face after you said that. Here's another ugly I saw. Oh crap! It's got Warlock's face on there. Quick! Okay, there we go.
Telstra will deploy fuel cells as an alternative to backup battery arrays at mobile base stations and small telephone exchanges. Telstra has included fuel cell technology as the standard backup power source for sites that consume less than 5 kilowatts an hour, able to keep the base station running for over 2 days, more than 6 times longer than a battery-based backup system would have allowed, a Telstra spokesman called Romano said.
I remember a news story a while ago about somebody who was proposing that for mobile phones, so that when it ran out of
Right.
battery, you could just top up the fuel cell.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, there's lots of technology going on around there. If you want to keep up to date with technology, yeah, there's a show on the ABC too called The Science of Doctor Who. It's great. It's about all the technology and stuff. Yeah, it's cool. Now, listen, do you like listening to podcasts? And if you do, jump onto AussieTechRadio.com. Now, you can download a Shoutcast app on your iPhone or your Android or whatever, on your iPad or even on your desktop, or listen to it straight through the URL, AussieTechRadio.com. That's Aussie as in AUSSIE, TechRadio.com. And look, there's 24/7 tech shows, tech webcast. There's Two Boys Talking Tech or something like that, Geeksphere TV. There's heaps of them. There's even Des. It does tells you how to use and LinkedIn, to gain exposure and to help you network yourself around the place. So like there's a few good shows, and only the current ones are on each week, and the new shows come on each Friday. But if you're interested in the show, you hear one that you like and you want to go back and see what previous episodes there are, obviously you just go to iTunes and bango, subscribe. Just like that. Easy peasy. So, and also thanks to the Tech Webcast boys, because we replay their show each week before our show live on Thursday night. So why not jump into Tech Night Thursday nights from 7, well, Aussie Tech Heads is from 7:30 Queensland time, and so I suppose depends on how long their show goes for, but normally at 7 o'clock Queensland. If you jump onto aussietechheads.com.au/live, you will find some video show to do with tech. Okay, but we're on at 7:30. Make sure you're there at 7:30 for sure. Finish your tea. Hurry up. Gulp, gulp. All right, where are we up to? Warlock, you got any more?
Sydney's Marrickville Council offer up to 200 meg of free Wi-Fi per user per day in several municipal parks, making good on a 2-year plan. Council quietly revealed last week it had bought services online at Camperdown Memorial Rest Park, Newtown Square, Enmore Park, Alex Trevelyan Plaza, the Debbie and Abby Borgia Community Recreation Centre, and Steel Park. That's pretty nice.
Is that
Steel
you?
Park.
Is that you sitting there, Warlock, under the tree?
Yeah. The Wi-Fi service is free for all users at all times, the council said in a statement. The session limit is currently 1 hour or 200 megabytes, whichever comes first. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, 200 megs is not much, though. You couldn't really do too much. Check your emails.
Do your Facebook and check a couple of emails.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Save you a bit of money from the internet cafes if you're just travelling through or something like that. They have a same sort of thing at Parramatta as well.
Now, is public Wi-Fi really that dangerous, in your opinion? Like, really that, it's unsecured.
The speeds that you get and the amount of data, no.
All right.
You're not getting any ISO hunt BitTorrents through that thing.
No way.
Particularly if it's not anything like the McDonald's Wi-Fi, you just sit out there and you wait for it to load one single page of something. It's like, okay, I give up. Back to my 3G. Oh my God, look, there it is.
Yes. Yeah, I know that the public Wi-Fi is not the best, but I suppose if you really, really need it, go and get it. Any more, Warlock? Where else are you going? Where are you
Sure.
going to take us?
Google is going to auto-awesome your videos. Currently, if you take photos and you upload them to Google+, it will, and you have auto-awesome turned on, it'll auto-awesome them, which means that it'll do a lot of changes, make it brighter, change the coloring, saturation, that sort of thing, so your photos look nice. And if it finds a few that appear to be taken in the same place around the same time, it'll turn it into an animated GIF automatically for you. And now they're going to be doing that with mobile video editing. Google has introduced some very robust video editing features to blur the lines between desktop editing and mobile. The best part is Google will start doing this automatically, like they do with the pictures that can be made into a GIF. Google Plus will now start alerting you that it's made a video montage in the same vein. Google is noting that they have an algorithm that can detect how the video should be spliced and arranged too. And you live your life, take your pictures and videos, and Google make a little home movie for you. You can change it later if you want to.
That must be some algorithm, eh? Like you thought algebra was hard at school. Like
those guys got mad skills and work at Google, I'm telling you.
Oh, imagine all the squiggles in that formula. It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. Upside down, Miss Jane.
A lot of big whiteboards there.
Yes. That's right.
Unfair to snails.
And you got yeah, you go, hurry up, get that finished, hurry up. All right, Shane, what else? Where are you going? What else have we got from you?
I might do my Google Plus story.
Oh, I've got one too.
Hey, sorry.
I've got one too. Google Plus.
Yeah, as long as it's not the same one. Google Plus allows custom profile URLs now. It's a story about how if you meet particular criteria, which is 10 plus followers, and your account has been active for 30 days, you'll see notification on the top of your Google Plus page or profile. And then the article basically goes on and gives you instructions on how you can.
I got mine today.
Yay!
I actually looked in at the email. I got an email and actually came into like the promotions or forum or whatever they filter stuff through in Gmail. And I was bored, so I was having a look through those to see what I'd missed. And it said, you can now claim your custom vanity URL. So I went in there and grabbed google.com/plus Jason Oakley.
Yeah, it's nice. And I got plus Glenn Goodman. How easy is that? Eh? That's good. Did you get
Nice.
Shane Johnson, Shane?
No, because I was looking at this story and I'm thinking, how is it different to like what it already is? Because I'm sure that
At the moment, you go to Google Plus, your account profile will be plus.google.com/user profile/11384793826.
Yeah, put that on
Doesn't
the
have your
business
name
card.
in there anyway.
No, but you should.
So I thought,
Have you been offered it yet?
no.
I think you got to wait till you're offered, don't you? You don't just
Yep.
get it. So luckily, because that wasn't the first one that came through for me, because I've got the Aussie Tech Heads page as well, and like I'm getting so confused with all these Google accounts because they make you do a plus page for everything. Like I had one for Aussie Tech Heads, and it was for the podcast, and then I wanted to build it out, for say for what I do up here, like little local PC repairs and stuff, and but I couldn't do that because it wasn't a local business Google Plus page. So then I had to start again and do another one. So now I've got all these pages. I don't know where I am, but when they offered me the one for Aussie Tech Heads, they say, oh, we try and give you a unique URL and all this sort of stuff, and and something easy that relates and close to your name. But how's this? And you can't change these URLs either. You get offered the URL, you can't change it. Like you can't.
I could have.
You can't.
Mine had the option on there. Do you want this URL or do you want to make up your own? Type in what here you would like to change it to.
Oh, I didn't get that. Well,
I
maybe.
don't know if they have to approve it or anything, but it did say on there with auto suggest Jason Oakley for your profile name, but you could pick something else. Click here to change it if you didn't like that one.
Well, what I'm getting to, and I'll get to the point of the story, is that the Aussie Tech Heads, the URL that couldn't be changed that they recommended for me was Aussie Tech Heads AU. And I thought, I want to change that. I think the Aussie sort
Aussie
of...
Tech Aussie.
Yeah, Aussie Tech Heads Aussie. Aussie Tech Heads Aussie. Hey, welcome.
We're from the Department of Redundancy Department.
Yes. Yeah, we have your PIN number ready. Those guys. It's them guys. All right, now, sorry, Shane, have you finished with your profile?
Yeah, basically the story has the instructions on how you go about doing it, and it does say at the bottom, once you've approved the URL to be linked to your Google Plus page or profile, be sure everything is exactly the way you want it. Once the URL has been approved, you can't request to change it.
Well, maybe it was different for the personal URLs, but for the pages, maybe you couldn't change. Oh, I didn't get the option. I Googled, I looked at it, I looked for it for a little while, didn't get the option. So anyway, moving on. I can live with that. Google Plus popularity jumps. Now, this is a report from Google, but 540 million monthly users, so it's getting there. According to Google, the number of monthly active users has jumped from 390 million in May to 540 million today. So I think, look, the good thing about the Google Plus, I think, and what's probably really driving the popularity here is that, if you want a nice little search engine result on Google that's got your little phone number and your little address and everything, mixed, say if you're a doctor and you want to be, mixed with all the other doctors, you need a Google Plus page. And then you get mixed up and you get the little, the pin with your address and the map and all that sort of stuff. You need a plus page. So obviously everyone's going to go out and get a plus page just for that reason. So with 540 million active across Google each month, 300 million people active in just what? Anyway, more than 1.5 billion photos uploaded every week. How's that? 1.5 billion. The Google Plus community is growing faster than the blah, blah, blah. Google is also blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so it now, how's this? Yeah, so with their pictures, as you were talking about pictures before, and I was just saying, Google also is using its expertise in search to make it easy for users to find the one photo they're looking for out of thousands that they've taken. Google Plus now recognizes 1,000 different objects, including sunsets, snowmen. So that'll come in handy in Australia. So users can type in a search for the photo they're looking for in their photo library. I hope they move that algorithm to Picasa. That'd be good. Other photo updates include automatic enhancements, and I think that's what Jace was on about, tools for editing on the go, and the ability to erase unwanted moving objects, such as a car in the background from a photo. Nice. All right. I think that's... Oh, I've got one more story, but Jace, did you have any more?
That's it from me.
Oh, that's it. Shane, did you have any more?
Yeah, I had a couple more Google ones.
Oh, go. While we're on the Google train.
All right, so
Chocolate,
the next Google one that I will do... I didn't realize you're going to do me next. Oh, all right, I'll do the Google Glass one.
I'll do you anything.
Google Glass Mark II. Not much looks different on the second coming of the world's favourite fictional wearable Google Glass, except that hulking earbud. So if you bring up the photo, Glenn, basically it's Google Glass Mark I with like a big hearing aid attached.
What'd you say?
Well, where's that? You have to speak up.
Oh, what's that ringing?
Yeah.
It's too loud. Turn it down. me bone is vibrating. All right, so that's unsightly. Yes. But then
It
again,
is, yeah.
The other ones had bone conducting vibrations for the audio.
This still has. The story goes on to say the new version of Glass is slightly more polished and hopefully better specs than the first version given out to the Glass Explorers. The only major change is a port underneath the arm of the new 3.5mm earbud. Presumably bone conduction audio isn't the loudest thing in the world. So Google added, so that kind of implies that the other thing's still there, the option to plug a single bud in for the ear.
that's not a bud.
There was a woman in the US who got pulled over by the cops and charged yesterday for driving with Google Glass on. So be careful.
Yeah, right. What sort of why are they saying? But it's
Well,
not
they count it as a distraction.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. So it's not a mobile phone. Well, I suppose it could be, but it's not, like it's not, your hands are still on the wheel. So are they saying you're allowed to have Bluetooth to speak without holding the phone? So
Probably some of that newfangled technology they didn't understand.
Probably.
Well, if they did it for obstruction, like a visual thing, that's basically saying that they've done it for having dice dangling off of a rear vision mirror.
Yeah, well, that's illegal too.
Not supposed to have those.
No, you got some, Shane?
Doesn't stop them from having it, but
Have you got some fluffy dice, Shane, on your car?
No, I haven't seen them. Yeah, you get the odd Tirana that'll buzz by that's still got them.
Oh yes. Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I had a pair back in the day. I had a little pet,
now
little
you
blue
haven't
bear.
got there anymore.
No, you grow
Why did
up.
you grow a pair?
You grow up, you get married, and you lose everything.
Floppy dice go.
Yeah,
I lost me fluffy dice.
Fluffy
That's why
goes.
it looks funny now.
Fluffy goes the way of the floppy. It's extinct. So, all right. Where are we
You know, they
going?
got drugs for that.
See what happens when Shane comes back.
Oh, mate, it's all too hard. So,
That's another thing that I saw on TV while I was over there. Every second ad was for some ailment and medication for this ailment. That,
You're all dying. Give us your money.
yeah. Oh, it's big business, isn't it?
Oh, they're a sick lot over there.
Yeah, I don't know why they want to take drugs. But anyway, Steve Jobs' house has been named a historic resource. There you go. I think I've got a picture of Steve Jobs' house somewhere. I don't know why I would have one, but I do. There we go. There it is. And this is his house he grew up in. Any changes to the modest ranch-style house in Los Altos, which is already a tourist attraction, and I'm sure that's probably not pronounced correctly, will now be subjected to review by the commission. So if you want to make any alterations, you got to go and ask them because it's all.
No wonder the
protected.
driveway is cracked with all those people walking on it every day.
Yeah, Woz has walked up and down it a few times. So has
Oh, that's it.
yeah, that'd be it. All right, what else are we doing? Is that it, Shane? You got any?
I got one more.
Another Google story.
It's the one where there's I've seen a couple of the versions of this story, but basically it's the one where they've spotted a couple of Google barges that are floating around off the coast of off either coast of the United States.
Right.
Everybody's wondering what the strange barge with ties to Google is doing docked near San Francisco. Apparently it's off of a place called Treasure Island. The story goes on to say that CBS and CNET are suggesting that it might be a floating Google Glass store. First thought it might have been a floating data center, but everyone seems to think no, it's definitely like a store. And just really quickly, it goes on to say that this one was off San Francisco, and then they found another one off the East Coast too, off of a place called, where's it gone? Off of the state of Maine, but I think the actual name of the town, Portland, Maine.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, but no one really knows what's going on.
Oh, if they don't, no one knows. I don't know.
Dun, dun.
Now, quickly, I found one story, Warlock, that you might have looked over, and I'd like to know what this is all about because it looks interesting. Road testing the Espresso Go portable car coffee machine. How could we miss that one?
That sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
So, did you know much about that one? Or not really? Is
Yeah,
that your story?
you want to make your coffee in your car. The Espresso Go looks like a high-tech thermos with an on button, a temperature dial, and 12-volt plug. Lid doubles as a porta filter. Unscrew it, fill the reservoir with 50 ml of cold water, and pop a capsule in, screw the lid back on, plug it in the cigarette lighter, press it on, and it starts brewing for you.
Wow. And look, I didn't put a picture up here, but I can show you a picture. That's the best that I can give you. That's all right, isn't it? Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet as a nut. That's good. That's good. All right.
Put it in your car. That way you make sure you get your coffee really hot.
Yeah, nice work. All right, so that brings us to the end of it. What a massive show that was with all those stories. There was like 20 stories or something. It was massive. It was massive. All right.
Don't get used to it.
No, don't. But so hopefully you guys enjoyed it out there. Hopefully you thought it was. Let us know. Why don't you let us know? Just send us feedback, or Glenn, or Warlock, or Jason, or Shane, or whoever, whatever, at aussietechheads.com.au. Let us know if you like more stories, less stories, more banter, less banter, whatever. And look, if you want to be on the show, send me an email. If you've got an interesting story and you know a little bit about what you're doing, and you've got look, you probably have to have an external microphone and some headphones. Give me an email, and let's if you can grab a couple of stories the week that we put you on, all the good, all the better, and we'll join in some banter. So let's start mixing it up, eh? Let's hear for some peeps. Let's hear for some peeps. All right.
Aussie Tech Heads is hiring.
Yeah, for free. Experience. We're doing it for experience. All right.
Experience.
That's right. Yeah. How's your work experience going, Shane? Sound good?
I'm getting experience applying for jobs, but no experience actually.
I've only been
getting
back
jobs.
2 seconds. You'll be right. Only been back bloody 5 minutes. All right. So
Yeah, true.
yeah, so if you want to join us and join us on the facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads, probably just about every day. There's a free, normally paid for, but free for that day, Android and iOS app. So you want to jump on there and have a look. If you've got either of those devices and you want to expand your app library, well, we put some free ones up every day, and normally you would have to pay for them. But when you see them on the Facebook page, you don't have to pay for them. So quick, go and get them, hurry up, go and do it. And you can also get us on the Twitter. I'm at Glenn Goodman, and the others are as they appeared on their little lower third there. I can't be bothered saying.
Yeah, screw you audio, guys. Watch the video, damn it.
Yeah, and don't forget, the video is on YouTube. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I probably should. Yeah, I should say the Twitters, or I should. Well, anyway, we'll do that next week. You know where they are. Was I up to? Don't know.
The amount of time that it took you to say all that, you could have bloody said.
Yeah, righto. Go on. Warlocks, Jason, Warlocks.
Trade professionals, y'all.
Oh, it's going off around here. At Warlock, Waulok, at Shane with a Y 1973, at Glenn Goodman with 2 N's on Glenn. How's that? So go and do that. And if you want to just email, the Twitter of the show is at Aussie Tech Heads. So get that in here. There you go. I said it. Now, and also videos on YouTube. Don't forget YouTube if you want a history of the show. Also Aussie Mac Zone Tuesday nights if you want a more in-depth sort of understanding about Apple. Well, you could try aussiemaczone.com.au and just get it in the iTunes. It's easier. There's a video there as well, and both videos of that are up on YouTube, youtube.com/Aussie Tech Heads. So it's everywhere, and also off the videos on the front page of aussietechheads.com.au. That's all good. And don't forget the hosting, athwebhosting.com.au. So it's great. It's, if I do say so myself. There you go. If you need help, if you're not happy with who you are, give me a ring and I can maybe be able to help you pull it over or something like that. So, you know, nothing's too much trouble, is it? Nothing. All right.
Especially if it's cPanel.
Oh, how easy cPanel. That's great.
Export, stick it on your server, import, done.
Done. Easy peasy. Great. All right. Thanks, Warlock. Thanks for coming in. And
no worries.
We'll see you next week. Get that snowball going, and that's a driver issue probably. But anyway, I'll set mine up and I'll tell you how it goes on mine.
Alrighty.
And Shane, welcome back, and thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no worries.
And I love your background. For those who are on the, can you talk again so I can get you on the screen?
Yeah, check 1 2 1 2 check
There we
1
go.
2. Why? There we go.
All right, there we go. Look at that, eh? Look at that Halloween. Well, heaps of pumpkins. Yeah, that's a good background. It's a shame that you couldn't keep that one every week. You need a new one.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that other one. I want you to find a new one for next week, please.
That's my homework.
You got a mission?
That's
Well,
right.
it's not like you're working.
That's right.
Yeah, true.
You know, you don't
Thanks
want
for reminding me of that.
Give you something to do.
you don't want to go stale or anything like that. All right, and yeah, and you guys, thanks for downloading. Thanks for watching on the YouTube, and don't forget if you want anything, you want to be on the show, you want to call in or send us a story or whatever, contact us. We're here. We don't bite. All right, see you next week. Ta-da.
Right.